So good morning everyone. By the way, I am Melanie Chin Nemenu and I'm your English teacher for today. So before we start, kindly pick up some pieces of papers under your chairs and kindly arrange also. Are you done? Okay, very good. Before we start the lesson this morning, let us first ask Almighty God to enlighten our minds so that we can completely understand the lesson today. How will lead the prayer? Okay, please come in front. Okay, you may take your seat. Thank you. Is everybody absent today? Okay, very good. No one is absent. Okay, for the smooth flow of our discussions, let us first recall the classroom rules. First, if someone is talking in front, you have to listen. Second, if you're going to answer questions or ask questions regarding the topic that we had, you are going to raise your right hand. Please do not hesitate. Third one, you get involved and participate in every activity that we had in this lesson. So I am expecting you to follow all the rules that we had for today. As a sort of review, what is an adjective? Okay, an adjective is a word that used to describe a person, things, or an object. What are the examples of adjective? We have smart, intelligent, brave, obedient, industrious. Now, before we go on to our new topic this morning, I have here 3 different kinds of fruits. And I want you to describe this one using the adjective sweet. Okay, I have here an apple, a banana, and orange. So first that we are going to use some fruit is orange. As I said, we are going to make a sentence of this fruit using the adjective sweet. Okay. Yes, very good. Okay, the orange is sweet. So the orange is being described as sweet fruit. Now, how are we going to compare using the same adjective between the banana and the orange? So, the banana is sweeter than the orange. What about the apple being compared to the 2 fruits? Okay, among the fruits, the apple is the sweetest of all. Okay. Based on the sentence that you have made a while ago, so we come up with this one. The orange is sweet, the banana is sweeter than orange, and the apple is the sweetest among the 3 fruits. Okay, so we have here sweet, sweeter, sweetest. What have you observed on these adjectives? Okay, so if you're going to describe one, there is no added ER. We have sweet. If you're going to compare 2 objects, we add the adjective plus ER. So we have sweeter. And the last 3, if you're going to compare 3 or more, so we are going to add EST to the adjectives. So with that, we are going to this morning, so we have to discuss all about the degrees of comparison. Degrees of comparison. So, before we go on deeper with the topic that we had, let's have first the objectives rather. First, we are going to determine the rules of the degrees of comparisons of modifiers according to syllables. Letter B, we are going to identify the degrees of comparison used in that sentence. Letter C, complete the sentences with appropriate degrees of comparisons of adjectives. And the last one is we are going to participate actively in the class discussions. Okay, so in comparing objects with each other, we will use 3 different forms of the same adjectives. So these 3 different forms of adjective is what we call degrees of comparison. So degrees of comparison indicates by the forms of adjectives in which intensity they have exist. So the 3 different degrees of comparison is that we have positive, comparative, and superlative degrees of comparison. So now let's go back to the sentence that we have made a while ago. So here, The orange is sweet, the banana is sweeter than orange, and the apple is the sweetest among three fruits. Okay, first sentence. The orange is sweet. Orange is being described as sweet. So there is no comparison happen between orange. So there is one adjective is being used, which is sweet. That is described by the orange. So this number one sentence is an example of the first degree of comparison, which is positive. The positive degree, which describes only one person or object. Say for example, James is tall. So James is being described as tall. Next, the baby is healthy. So the baby is described as healthy. Next degree of comparison that we have is the comparative degree of comparison. So on the sentence number 2, the banana is sweeter than the orange. The banana is being compared to orange, which is sweeter. So in comparative degree of comparison, comparative degree, it compares two things or two persons with each other. So there are two ways to change the adjective into comparative form. First, we have add ER to the end of one syllable adjectives. When we talk about one syllable, say for example, adjective that has one syllable, we have poor. Since adjective poor is one syllable, then we're going to add ER. So from poor to poorer. The next one, rich. Rich is a one syllable, then we're going to add ER, so it becomes richer. Now, second way is to change in the comparative is add more to the front of the adjective, having 3 or more syllables. So front, not at the end, but rather in the front or before the adjectives. Say for example, dangerous. Dangerous having 3 syllables. Dangerous. So since dangerous has 3 syllables, then we are going to add more before the adjective dangerous. So from dangerous, it will become more dangerous. Another example that we have, intelligent. Intelligence is a 3 and intelligent has 4 syllables. So since it has 4 syllables, we are going to add more before the word intelligence. So from intelligence, and now it becomes more intelligence. Next one, we have the superlative degrees of comparison. So we have here, third, the apple is the sweetest among 3 fruits. So the apple is given 2 more fruits, which is the banana and the orange. So the third one, again, is we have superlative degree. Superlative degree of comparison, which it compares more than 2 persons or things with one another. So example here, the apple is the sweetest among 3 fruits. Is an example of the superlative degrees of comparison. So same with the comparative degree, there are also 2 ways to change the adjective into superlative degrees of comparison. First is add est to the end of one syllable adjective. So for example, poor. From poor to poorest, from rich to richest. Second ways is add most to the front of the adjective, having 3 or more syllables. Same, dangerous has also 3, so we are going to add most in the superlative degree, and it will become most dangerous. Okay, here are some lists of the regular adjectives. Remember class that there are 2 kinds of adjectives. We have the regular and irregular. So first here we have the regular, and the second one down here is the regular adjectives. So first we have the regular examples rather of regular adjectives. We have from positive to comparative to superlative. We have from high to higher to highest. Tall is a positive, comparative is taller, superlative is tallest. Hard, harder, which is a comparative, hardest, and the superlative, redder, reddest. Hot, hotter, hottest. Industrious, more industrious, most industrious. Magnificent, more magnificent, and most magnificent. Here are also irregular adjectives. Remember that irregular and regular are different. You can never add er, more, est, or most to irregular adjectives. They have their own comparative and superlative degree in the irregular adjectives. We have here good. Good is the positive. Now, if you're going to use in the comparative, good will become better. Then, in the superlative, it will become best. Bad, from worst to worst. So remember, worst in the comparative is E. Superlative become worst. So next, we have level, less, less. Next, many, more, and most. Now, remember class that there are some rules that needs to be followed when you are going to add er, most, more, or so we say if you're going to use into comparative superlative form of adjectives. There are rules that needs to be followed as we said. First rule, do not use both more and er or most and est in one word or adjective. Say for example here, not, meaning to say do not, more harder, it's not acceptable, more softer, and most colorfulest. But instead of writing more harder, the correct writing of this one is harder. Never add more because it's already in a comparative form. Softer, not more softer, and most colorful. Second rules. The comparative form of adjective is always followed by than. Okay, followed by than. Comparative form. You are going to describe two persons or things. Okay, example. Andrew is taller than Isa. Said, comparative form of adjective is always followed by than. So this is a comparative form of adjective, taller. So after the adjective taller, then you are going to add the word than. Than will never come first than in an adjective which is in a comparative form. Next, Ken is more intelligent than Anna. Third rule, the superlative form of adjective is always followed by the. So we have here. Wait a minute. Here, Mrs. Danoko is the most beautiful woman in the party. And the second, my sister is the kindest person I know. You have to write the before the superlative form of adjective. Okay, now let's proceed to number 4. If one syllable adjectives ends in vowel letter followed by a single consonant letter, the consonant letter is doubled. So you have here one syllable adjective pink. Pink is a one syllable. Then ends in the vowel letter. We have vowel letter, and then it was followed by consonant letter, which is N. So according to the rules, if one syllable adjective ends in vowel letter followed by a single consonant letter, double the consonant letter here. Then it's become thinner. It is the N was doubled, so it become thinner, which is thinner. It will become thinnest in the superlative form of adjective. Next, also we have big. Big from bigger to biggest. Number 5 rules. Syllable adjective which end in Y usually form the comparative by adding er and superlative by adding add est. Change y to I, the comparative and superlative. So we have here lucky. Lucky is an adjective which ends in letter Y. So if you're going to change it, this one into comparative form, instead of Y, it will become I. So luckier. So from Y, it will be changed. It is then changed to I, and then we are going to add R. So luckier, then luckiest. Pretty, prettier, and prettiest. And tidy, tidier, and tidiest. Now the last rule: if two-syllable adjectives, two-syllable, ending in ed, ing, if you l or less. So that's also any questions, clarifications, by interactions. Okay, so meaning to say that all of you understand the lesson that we have today. So please prepare a scratch paper or a one form to have a little activity regarding this one. Directions. Identify the degrees of comparison used in the sentences. So write positive degree, comparative degree, or superlative degree if the sentence falls under one of these three. First sentence, he was angrier yesterday than he was last week. Number 2, Baguio City is the coolest city in the Philippines. Number 3, my mother prepares the most delicious afritada in town. Number 4, the lion is a wild animal. Number 5, the tiger is stronger than lion. Give you 3 minutes answer. 1 minute rather. Let's check. Number 1, he was angrier yesterday than he was last week. So number 1 is an example of comparative degree. Number 2, Baguio City is the coolest city in the Philippines, falls into superlative degree. Number 3, my mother prepares the most delicious afritada in town is an example of superlative degree. Number 4, the lion is a wild animal, falls to positive degree. And number 5, the tiger is stronger than lion is a comparative degree. So again, let's have a recap. What are the 3 degrees of comparison? We have the positive, the comparative, and the superlative. Now, when do we use the comparative form? Okay, so we're going to use the comparative form if we're going to compare two objects or person with each other. So there are only 2 ways. First one is add er to one syllable, and more for the adjective that has 3 or more syllables. Same with superlative, that we are going to add est for one syllable and add more in front of the adjective if it is a 3-syllable or more adjectives. Again, please do not forget also the rules that needs to be followed for us to have a correct way of putting or making our adjective into a comparative and superlative forms of adjectives. Okay? So now please prepare a 1 portion of paper and we are going to answer this one for 3 minutes. Okay, so we have here directions. Complete the sentence with the appropriate degrees of comparison of the adjectives. So the adjectives are written here in the parentheses. All you have to do is, if you're going to write that one in your paper, answer directly. Write the sentence and then put your correct answer. Write your correct answers on the space provided in each number. So number 1, the adjective is colorful. This racket is blacker than the number 2. Colorful. The black room in the house is my sister's bedroom. Number 3, we have strange. Alicia can make black voices. Number 4, tasty. The black bread grandma makes is fruit salad. Number 5, hot. Mount Everest is the black mountain in the world. Number 6, we have cheap. The bag I bought is the black of the mall. Number 7 is fun. It is black to go to the park than to the mall. And number 8, Julian is a black boy, which is the adjective is obedient. And number 9, we might say, is blank than journeys. And number 10, we have courageous. Rob is blank among the walks. So answer that one only in 3 minutes. For your assignment, make at least 5 sentences for each degrees of comparison. Please write that one in your activity notebook and pass it on tomorrow. Thank you.